Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome to the channel if you're new. If you are new, my name is Tom Anthony. I am a music producer, engineer, entrepreneur, as well as a recording artist. So today I wanted to just sit down and talk to you guys about the best studio for you guys to get started recording music. In my opinion, this type of setup is the best you can find for at $500, roughly between $500 to $600, depending on if you buy things all new. Today I'm going to talk about everything individually, from the microphone to the preamps to the interfaces, as well as headphones we're going to talk about, and we're going to show you the new price and the used price that you can get at Guitar Center, and at the end we're going to tally it up and I'm going to show you why I think this is the best setup that you can get. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about with you guys is going to be the microphone. Now, the microphone that I ended up going with after experimenting with a ton of microphones, this microphone is under $300 brand new. The reason why I feel like a condenser microphone is very important for your setup is you have to figure out what you're recording. Are you recording vocals? Is it going to be male vocals, female vocals? Is it going to be hip hop, R&B? Are you going to record a lot of acoustic guitars? So this is all stuff that you need to think about and figure out what your applications are going to be. For me, I chose this because I do record a lot of female vocals, male vocals, hip hop, as well as acoustic guitars. And I feel like this for $300, roughly underneath $300, blew all the other competition away. And I would strongly suggest people look into this microphone. If you have a local Guitar Center, see if they have one of these that you can at least try out and see if it's fit for your vocals. I love that the whole thing's made of metal. I love that it actually does have an included pop filter, which is actually inside the microphone, which reduces your plosives, so your P's and your T's. So there's really no need for you to buy another additional pop filter or pop guard. Obviously, if you have strong plosives, then I would suggest maybe back the microphone up a bit, or maybe buy a $20 pop filter, which is what I use. So let's move on from the Aston, and we're going to go to the tube preamp that I chose. Now, the tube preamp, you can look at a few different preamps out there. What I wanted was just something to kind of give more depth in the microphone. Now, I know that the microphone's only $260. It's under $300. It's not going to compete with the Neumann TLM 103. It's not going to compete with microphones that are $1,000 and up. It's just not. It's going to sound pretty darn good the way it is. But what I wanted was I wanted it to compete to as close to those microphones as I could possibly get it. So what I did was I found a preamp through Personas, and affordable preamp. $65 is the used price that you can get one of these at Guitar Center. I happen to go to Guitar Center. I got the version 1, which is just a little bit older than this, and they had just put a new preamp in it, or excuse me, a new tube into the preamp. So I ended up getting this for $50 at a Guitar Center. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this price for this video and say $65 will get you this preamp. It's going to have 48-volt phantom power switch on it, which is going to power up your condenser microphone. It's also going to have some other buttons on here. I strongly suggest that you guys read the manual when you get a preamp, rather than just flicking buttons around, turning up the gain and the drive. Make sure that you read your owner's manual, just so you can get the most out of your preamp, because if you're using this right with your Origin or with any microphone at this price point, I promise you, your microphone's going to sound like a $1,000 microphone. It's going to sound very, very similar. And I've compared this setup with my old Neumann that I had, and that thing was a $1,200 microphone. That thing running straight through my interface. I prefer this setup only for what I'm doing. And if you guys use this combination together and you know how to use it, I'm telling you right now, it's probably the best thing for your money. You're looking at $65 for the preamp and $270 new for the microphone. Aside from the preamp, you're going to want to go into an interface. So what I did is I ended up getting an M Audio interface. So M Audio is, everybody knows of M Audio. They're the leader when it comes to interfaces. You need to look at your setup. I have a Windows Toshiba laptop, and I needed a USB interface. I ended up going with the older model because I've had mine for about 3 years now, and I can tell you this right now that this thing is rock solid. I've never had any issues with the actual box, nor with the hardware on the computer. It's always worked perfectly. If you do need a Firewire, I would suggest looking into either Presonus or Focusrite. Now, both of those companies make Firewire interfaces and USB interfaces, but I've used Presonus in the past, and I have one for my Mac, and I strongly suggest everybody look into that one. For this, you're looking at the M-Audio M-Track, which is a 2x2, which means you have 2 channels. So you can run an acoustic guitar with 1 microphone, and you can plug it into channel 2, and you can have another microphone for your vocals in channel 1. So that was all that I needed. I didn't need more than 2 channels. I only ever use 1. Sometimes occasionally I'll plug in an acoustic guitar, but it's very rare that I use that. So again, look at your recording needs, figure out what you need, and go from there. This interface, brand new price, is only $100. So this is a fantastic deal if you want to get something going. You want to get a first-time studio setup or something that's mobile, something you could take with you. These interfaces are great. They fit in your hand. Everything that I have here, my setup, literally fits in the palm of my hands. So when it comes to moving it around, maybe recording in a hotel room or moving from your studio to your house, this setup, I'm telling you right now, you fit it in a bag, it's good to go. Everything goes in my backpack, man, and I take it, I can go wherever I want to record. So aside from the interface, we're going to look at another way that you're going to save a ton of money. A lot of people want to look at some fancy studio monitors, get some nice big speakers and a subwoofer. That can easily cost you $800 just by itself. So what I like to do is I like to be more mobile. I like to have just a nice pair of headphones and plug it straight into my interface and just record with no speakers, nothing like that. Down the road, yes, you might need some speakers for your home studio, but you're always going to use headphones when you record. You're always going to have a pair of headphones on while recording and while listening to the playback. So I strongly suggest to keep your budget down. You start with the headphones and you work your way up and you end up investing into some better monitors or better headphones. For this video, I'm using the Audio-Technica. These are the ATH M30 Audio-Technica headphones. These headphones I have had now for over 2 years. I've had no issues with these headphones. For the price point, I'm going to be honest, these are fantastic. These are the best headphones I could find for under $100. I've used AKG headphones for years. I've used Audio-Technica, and comparing both of them together, I would strongly suggest everybody look into some Audio-Technica headphones. These ones, as you can see, brand new, are only $70. So I got these headphones brand new a couple years back. I think I paid $120 for them. So they've definitely depreciated a bit, so now you guys can definitely get these headphones on nearly half the price that I paid for them. I did find these used as well for, I think, $40 at Guitar Center, so definitely a great way to save a lot of money when it comes to your recording studio. And like I said, your headphones should be very important to you, but they shouldn't break your budget. To top it off, when I ordered this interface, it came with Pro Tools MP9, which is sitting right behind me here. I don't think they make MP9 anymore, or an M-powered Pro Tools. They might. I just so happen to get it with it. Do I use this actual software? I do not. I used it when I first got the interface, when I was getting going, which is why I wanted to include it in my video. I found a similar Pro Tools, which has different options. So you can do monthly subscription with Pro Tools, which I strongly suggest everybody who records music jump into the monthly subscription, because that way you're not throwing up a bunch of money. And you can learn the software a little bit. If you already have a digital audio workstation such as like Cubase or Sonar, those are great DAWs for you to work with recording audio. But Pro Tools, I'm telling you right now, Pro Tools is the mecca when it comes to audio. So when it comes to recording audio, you have to learn Pro Tools at some point in your life. And then trust me, if you want to work with other musicians and other professionals, 99% of the chance they're going to be using Pro Tools and they're going to send you Pro Tools files. So I would strongly suggest, if you're a recording artist, if you're just starting out, or maybe you've been recording for a few years and you're looking to get a better sounding studio setup, I'd suggest going to Pro Tools. You can go directly to the Avid website and you can get the monthly subscription, which is $30. So I'm going to include the $30 in this total price point for the studio build, and that way you guys can see the total cost for your recording studio. And keep in mind, if you want to keep using Pro Tools, it's going to cost you the $38 a month. I would suggest putting that on your credit card and just paying for it, because it's obviously well worth the money.
What I need. You're the cure to my diseases, baby, you're the one and only.
Okay guys, so quick overview here, going through your microphone. You have your studio condenser microphone. You're going to need some XLR cables. I don't want to leave that out because I feel like you're going to have to spend the money for XLR cables. Hardly anybody has them laying around that are decent. So I went ahead and I shopped online just to find some decent XLR cables. You're not going to need super long cables. So I kept it around 6 feet, you know, give or take. Some of them are 3 feet long. You're gonna need one to go from the microphone, and that's your studio condenser microphone. This is gonna go straight into your preamp, and then from the preamp, you're gonna need a second XLR that's gonna go into your interface. So that way, you can actually put your vocals into the tube preamp, and then from there, it's gonna go into the interface, which is gonna send it to your computer. Now, if you need a full tutorial on setting this gear up, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you need a tutorial on, if it's the preamp or if it's maybe the interface that you're getting. I can do my best to help you guys out with that. When it's all said and done, guys, brand new, you're looking at roughly $600 for this whole studio setup. And used, if you go used, fairly used and new, what I could find, you're looking at just around $500. So for 500 bucks to get this whole studio setup, I'm telling you right now, you guys, this is a great studio setup. If you're a beginner and you have 500 bucks, go with this setup. If you're someone who's been recording for a few years, man, I've been recording for 10 years and this is still like my go-to travel recording studio. So I'm telling you right now, you guys, learn how to use your software, learn how to use your equipment, and you're gonna get the most for your buck. I'm telling you right now, the value is gonna be much higher than you think it would. So I hope you guys like this. Please do subscribe if you're new to the channel. Leave comments. Make sure you share this with your friends. And if you have any questions about the studio gear, you guys just simply drop a comment below. I try to answer everybody's questions. So ask me anything. Ask away. If you like this channel and you like this video, I'm going to be making a bunch more videos comparing this Aston Origin to a lot of microphones that are around the same price point. So if you have a microphone in mind that you'd like to see this up against, definitely let me know, and we'll do some microphone head-to-head battles. Okay, so thanks for stopping by, guys. Have a good one.
I need some more, can't get enough. Give me another dose, hold me real close. If you don't, then we'll never know.